Okay, guys, so here they are walking around, trying to hunt for this beast from air, and Simon's with them. And as they're walking for a while, they are walking towards this place they call Castle Rock. They call it Castle Rock because of what it looks like. It's like got these huge boulders all like amassed, kind of like this almost like they would form something like some kind of building or protection, a fort anyway, something like that. And where they're walking is like along these cliffs that are really rocky. And if you look down the cliff, you literally just like drop off into the ocean. But it's like this massive like waves that are just crashing against these rocks at the bottom. So it's a totally deadly place. And here they are, like just kind of exploring and walking along it and stuff like that. But anyways, it's like a real dangerous place. Castle Rock, that's where they're headed to. Okay. So as they're walking, Simon's talking and he's like, he says, I don't believe in the beast. Okay. And Ralph, listening to him, says, yeah, I suppose you don't, kind of a thing, because he knows Simon and he knows Simon's a good guy and stuff, and so he's like, I guess you don't. I guess you don't believe in the beast, but still, they know there's something there and they have to kind of figure out what it is. It's just showing you once again the innocence of Simon. Okay, so let me find here where we're gonna pick up, guys. It's when they're walking along. And Jack gets really excited here, right here, guys. Okay. So they're walking along. It's all this dangerous stuff. Simon's talking how he doesn't believe in the beast. And here's Jack. It says, Jack was excited. What a place for a fort. A column of spray wetted them because it's like splashing up from the rocks. No fresh water. What's that then? There was indeed a long green smudge halfway up the rock. They climbed up and tasted the trickle of water. You could keep a coconut shell there, filling it all the time. Not me. This is a rotten place. This is Ralph talking. Side by side, they scaled the last height to where the diminishing pile was crowned by the last broken rock. Jack struck the near one with his fist, and it grated slightly. Do you remember? Conscious of the bad times in between them came to them both. Jack talked quickly. Shove a palm trunk under that, and if an enemy came, look! 100 feet below them was the narrow causeway, then the stony ground, then the grass dotted with heads, and behind that, the forest. One heave, cried Jack, exulting, and whee! He made a sweeping movement with his hand. Ralph looked toward the mountain. What's the matter? Ralph turned. Why? You were looking. I don't know why. There's no signal now. Nothing to show. You're nuts on the signal. The top blue horizon encircled them, broken only by the mountaintop. That's all we've got. He leaned his spear against the rocking stone and pushed back 2 handfuls of hair. We'll have to go back and climb the mountain. That's where they saw the beast. Okay. So Jack is really, so they're on this hunt, but Jack is really sidetracked by how cool this place is. This place that could be an awesome fort. And he's also noticing when he's talking about shove a palm trunk under that rock, it's like he's talking about making a levee thing, like where you would get it and you could push these huge boulders down on a quote unquote enemy that came by. Like, dang, you know what I mean? Okay, so he's enjoying this. Ralph has a really bad, uneasy feeling about this place, and that's why he's like, not me. This place isn't good. Like, I'm out of here. It's dangerous, you guys. It looks bad. And he just gets just not a good vibe from this whole area here, whereas Jack is just like really kind of loving this whole landscape. All right, so they keep going, you guys, and we're going to pick up right here. Okay. Ralph is like, looking to move on, right? We got to get back. It's still dark, that kind of thing. We can't leave the kids here. They've been gone for a long time, by the way, like on this walk here. It's the same day and everything, but they've been gone for a while. And so Ralph's trying to get back to the original mountain where they saw this beast, and Jack is kind of sidetracked playing here. All right. So anyways, he looks on and it says, Jack, come on. But Jack was not there. A knot of boys making a great noise that he had not noticed were heaving and pushing at a rock. As he turned, the base cracked and the whole mass toppled into the sea, so that the thunderous plume of spray leapt halfway up the cliff. "Stop it! Stop it!" His voice struck a silence among them. This is Ralph yelling at them because they're playing. They're figuring out how to move these big boulders and like roll them off the side of the cliff, splashing into the ocean. They're screwing around and playing. Plus, it's really dangerous what they're doing, and it's just freaking Ralph out. He wants to move on with this hunt. All right, so let's keep going here, guys. So on they go, and we're gonna pick up here where they start arguing. At once, the ideas were back and the anger. It's Jack and Ralph come head to head again. "We want smoke, and you go wasting your time. You roll rocks," Roger shouted. "We've got plenty of time." Ralph shook his head. "We'll go to the mountain." The clamor broke out. Some of the boys wanted to go back to the beach. Some wanted to roll more rocks. The sun was bright, and danger had faded with the darkness. "Jack, the beast might be on the other side. You can lead again. You've been. We could go by the shore. There's fruit." Bill came up to Ralph. "Why can't we stay here for a bit?" "That's right. Let's have a fort." "No, there's no food here," said Ralph, "and no shelter. Not much fresh water. This would make a wizard fort. We can roll rocks right onto the bridge." "I say we'll go on," shouted Ralph furiously. "We've got to make certain. We'll go now." "Let's stay here. Back to the shelter. I'm tired." "No." Ralph struck the skin off his knuckles. They did not seem to hurt. "I'm chief. We've got to make certain. Can't you see the mountain? There's no signal showing. There may be a ship out there. Are you all off your rockers?" Mutinously, the boys fell silent or muttering. Jack led the way down the rock and across the bridge. Oh, you guys, what's happening here, right? Ralph is no longer the leader, really. They've lost sight of this whole rescue thing. They're more concerned with the fun they're having and this hunt and this new place they found. Ralph is the only one kind of with his wits about him. And Jack is the one pushing him to keep going and having fun. And who are they following? They're following Jack, you guys. All right, so chapter 7 begins. Chapter 7, we're going to continue right here, guys. Chapter 7 is called Shadows and Tall Trees. And I'm going to take you through the beginning of this again because there's a lot of narration. They're continuing on. Like Ralph just kind of concedes and they keep moving forward because what's he going to do? Go back by himself kind of a thing? All right, so here we go. Not only are they up by Castle Rock having fun and stuff, but they come across a pig run. It's like a trail, right, that pigs run on all throughout the day, so it's worn. So they come across this pig run while they're on the hunt for the beast. Okay, so we'll pick up where some action starts happening. Right here, guys. It gives you some narration here. We're going to start. Here on the other side of the island, the view was utterly different. The filmy enchantments of a mirage could not endure the cold ocean water, and the horizon was hard, clipped blue. Ralph wandered down to the rocks. Down here, almost on level with the sea, you could follow with your eye the ceaseless, bulging passage of the deep sea waves. They were miles wide. Okay, so he's looking at like kind of how this looks and this place that they've never really seen before, and wave after wave, and how like he starts freaking out a little bit, like looking at this huge ocean and where they are, and he starts a little bit getting depressed and starts thinking, my God, down here it says he's helpless. He feels he was condemned. And then Simon speaks up right here. It says Simon was almost speaking in his ear. Ralph found that he had rock painfully gripped in both hands, found his body ache, the muscles of his neck stiff, his mouth strained open. This is Simon. You'll get back to where you came from. Simon nodded as he spoke. He was kneeling on one knee, looking down from a higher rock, which he held in both hands, his other leg stretched down to Ralph's level. Ralph was puzzled and searched Simon's face for a clue. It's so big, I mean. Simon nodded. All the same. You'll get back all right. I think so anyway. Oh, Simon is such a good, optimistic guy. Simon knows things, right? He knows what Ralph is aching for and longing for and how upset and stressed he's giving. And he's just there trying to comfort him and stuff like that. Okay? All right, so now we're going to continue on, you guys. He flashes back a little bit about what life used to be like he's literally thinking, well, back in Chatham and Davenport and this time of year, what it would be like. And he remembers that it would be tea time and the things they would eat. Oh, he's starting to really lose it a little bit. Ralph is he's starting to think about the good old days and how easy he had it. And now they're literally trying to hunt down this monster right now. Okay, so we'll just kind of keep moving through this, you guys. Remember, they're following this pig run now. So they're not just hunting the beast, they're following this pig run because, of course, Jack wants to keep going on and his hunters and crew want to keep having fun and stuff like that. So they're on this pig hunt. And this time Ralph is with them for the first time. See here where they're like, through here, buddy, do us in, that kind of thing. They're worried. Ralph is worried about, he's never been on a hunt. If they run into a pig, is a pig really gonna come after them? Okay. Ralph and the rest of the guys see this pig. Ralph throws his spear at it, but it bounces off of his snout and the pig runs off, and so they don't get the pig. The pig is gone. Okay. And Ralph is kind of he's got a little bit of an adrenaline rush, and he too is figuring out how these hunters feel when they get all these the excitement about the hunt and everything going. All right, so right here is Ralph talking. I hit him, the spear stuck in, and then he's gone. And Ralph saying it again. I hit him, the spear stuck in. Did you see me? And then Marie says, I saw you, right bang on his snout. Whee! Ralph talked on excitedly. I hit him all right. The spear stuck in. I wounded him. He sunned himself in the new respect and felt that hunting was good after all, because it gives him this excitement and gets him away from thinking about all the bad stuff and everything like that. So, Jack comes back and kind of doesn't believe, oh, blah, blah, blah. You didn't hit him, that kind of thing. And Ralph is like, I hit him. My spear might have wounded him, that kind of a thing. And they're like, yeah, right. And so Jack just kind of puts him down and stuff like that. And Ralph is like, I threw it like this. And all of a sudden, to kind of sidetrack from Ralph getting the attention, Jack shouts out right here. Jack shouted, make a ring. The circle moved in and round. Robert squealed in mock terror, then in real pain. Ow, stop it, you're hurting. The butt end of a spear fell on his back as he blundered among them. Hold him! They got his arms and legs. Ralph, carried away by a sudden thick excitement, grabbed Eric's spear and jabbed at Robert with it. Kill him! Kill him! All at once, Robert was screaming and struggling with the strength of frenzy. Jack had him by the hair and was brandishing his knife. Behind him was Roger, fighting to get close. The chant rose ritually, as at the last moment of a dance or a hunt. Kill the pig! Cut his throat! Kill the pig! Bash him in! Ralph too was fighting to get near, to get a handful of that brown, vulnerable flesh. The desire to squeeze and hurt was overmastering. Jack's arm came down. The heaving circle cheered and made pig-dying noises. Then they lay quiet, panting, listening to Robert's frightened snivels. He wiped his face with a dirty arm and made an effort to retrieve his status. Oh, my bum! He rubbed his rump ruefully. Jack rolled over. That was a good game. Just a game, said Ralph uneasily. I got jolly badly hurt at Rugger once. We ought to have a drum, said Maurice. Then we could do it properly. Ralph looked around him. How properly? I don't know. You want a fire, I think, and a drum. You keep time to the drum. You want a pig, said Roger, like a real hunt. Or someone to pretend, said Jack. You could go get someone to dress up as a pig, and then he could act, pretend to knock me over and all that. You want a real pig, said Robert, still caressing his rump, 'cause you've got to kill him. Use a little one, said Jack, and everybody laughed. Oh my God, you guys, they're crazy. They literally were pretending that that Robert was the pig and totally got carried away with it, really hurting him and stuff. And they're talking about this maddening, this frenzy of wanting to hunt. And they're like, he's like, you need a real pig because you just want to hurt it. And he jokes, Go get a little one. Oh, Lord. All right, guys, we'll pick this up in the next video.